Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I am reviewing Big City Greens Season 3 Episode 6. This is the first half and it's called Trivia Night, and this has a clip, and the second half is called what was it called? Breaking Bad, I believe, and that doesn't have a clip, and I'm really glad it's like this way because I only like Breaking Bad, I think, a little bit. I need to rewatch that half of the episode, but this half, I'm just gonna spoil it. Spoil my score right away. It's a 95%. It's fantastic. I only have one issue with it, and it doesn't like really bother me like too much, but it is kind of thing I want to point out, especially with Bill. Bill has kind of been having an issue this season, but not that it like ruins his whole character. It's just like a flaw. It bothers me, but I love this episode. I guess without further without further ado, let's get started. And I also wanted to mention that this episode review is gonna be coming out earlier than usual, because right now it's like, what was it? It's like 8 o'clock. I was planning on recording this at 6 o'clock, but it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock, and yeah, I should upload it like not too long from now, so it isn't gonna be like midnight or something. Like, it's gonna come earlier, which is good progress. Like, I want to get things posted like within the day, not like after the day. So yeah, let's get started. And we basically have trivia night in the what's called Gloria plus Green Cafe, basically. And I'm glad this is kind of like a hangout place for the Greens, but not only the Greens. With the Remingtons, we have Remy and his parents, Russell and Rochelle. We have Mr. Gregorian. We have Brett, and we got Community Sue. It would have been nice if the other kids would have came also, like Kiki and Benny and Gabriella. But they are kids. They have their own parents. They're probably like doing chores, or they're probably having their own hangout session or something, or they went out of town or something. Like, we don't know. And they also aren't main characters, really. Like, Remy is a main character, no doubt. I kind of wish Andromeda would be a main character, but she hasn't had like enough episodes, even though she's supposed to be Tilly's best friend and Tilly's the main character. It would be nice if Andromeda would get a little bit more love, but yeah, it is what it is. But it would have been nice to see more like of the kids like in this city would have came, but it's fine. It's not like a t-ball game where you're just supposed to see like a lot of kids. It's just trivia night. Anyway, so like, I like Gloria's outfit. She looked pretty snazzy. I liked it. It really suited her. I liked it. And she's basically like the host, and it's good to see Gloria happy. The last quarter of season 2, Gloria's been kind of up and down. Now she's happy. I like to see it. And you know what this also reminded me of? The town show at Big Coffee. Remember that in season 2 with the what was his name? Henry, and Gregor was freaked out. Yeah, I didn't like that episode too much, but I would say this is kind of like a better version of that episode. This is like I would say like this is like the sequel that's better than the prequel. I guess I can say. But yeah, so Gloria's introducing Lily. Oh, we got the Greens, and we got the Remingtons, and we got Mr. Gregorian, and obviously Alice and Mr. Gregorian. I'm glad we brought this up about the feud again. This is what I wanted. Not here's mentioned season 1, and now we're bringing it back in season 3. Like, come on, we're in season 3. It's an episode later. They're still having a feud. Thank you. And it's like, oh, like oh, you old witch, and I like the back and forth. It's pretty cool. And and you got Community Sue, and like she's ready to dominate. It's gonna be awesome. And And everyone's kind of excited for trivia night, but also they're kind of nervous because we got competition obviously. And I like how Nancy, again, she's part of the family, and how she's saying like of how everyone's strengths, and I like that, and we actually get more insight of what they know. And I just want to play this right here. Hopefully, it won't be too long.
Bill knows science from working on the farm. Tilly's a well-read expert in literature, and Grandma's a history buff after living so long. And I used.
Sorry, I don't want to play too much. I know Coffin Nancy. I'm sorry. I don't want to play too much. But yeah, so Bill is an expert in science for farming, and you're in agriculture. So basically, like agriculture science and stuff. But science in general. Tilly is an expert in literature because Tilly loves reading books and stuff like that, and especially old medieval novels. So literature goes way back, and Tilly has that knowledge also. So I think that's really cool. And hold on, let me get back to that frame. That's hilarious. And Alice is the history buff. Not only the joke because she lived so long, but also she's worked on the farm. She's been here for a long time, and Alice knows that the city developers took over big country, turned into big city. So she has lived for a long time and like knows about stuff. And a joke with the pterodactyl. Uh, that's really funny. The jokes with Alice, like it usually lands, so it's pretty cool. And I cut off an answer. I'm sorry, but she says, I used to be a roadie. So, like I didn't know that. I mean, it's possible. What I'm saying is like it's a possibility that I could have guessed, but yeah, she used to be a roadie, so she knows music. So, yeah. You know what else? Also, she could have mentioned. She didn't have to. It's totally fine. But I think she could have also mentioned like I know about engineering and being like a mechanic because she knows how to fix motorcycles, and I wouldn't be surprised if she knows how to like to fix a car. Not like a really complicated car, but like a look with like a simple like motor engine. I'm pretty sure Nancy would be able to fix. I think. So I think she could have said like something like about like engineering and being like a mechanic and stuff like that. I think that could have been a category also, but you before she went into the engineering mini business, like it's like her own business basically, self-employed. Um, she used to be really into music, and I like that. And the critic's like, and me, and I'm like, um, I want to get something out of the way. I do not think Cricket's dumb. Do I think he has the most street smarts? And like I would say I don't want to say this is it's still kind of mean, but like the least book smart of all of the family members. Excuse me. Yes, but he has like a lot of street smarts. I would say he's like the third in street smarts. I would say Alice, Nancy, then Cricket, then Tilly, then Bill. That's what I would rank it. So Cricket definitely knows stuff, but you know what I did? What Glory could have put? Um, I think Glory could have put like an art section. Well, I was gonna say because Cricket likes to doodle, and I was like, maybe Cricket maybe read a couple books, but I remember we had the episode where Cricket doesn't usually like read. It was kind of hard for him to follow along, so it kind of made me realize, oh yeah, maybe he wouldn't know a lot about art and stuff. I'm actually taking like an art history course, so like that it was kind of what I was like, referring to. So yeah, but I thought like, oh, he's kind of good at drawings, and maybe that could be a category. But so in Cricket's like at me, and then Nancy's kind of like she didn't mention it because she didn't want to hurt Cricket's feelings. Oh yeah, Cricket and you. Oh look at that cute face. Oh my goodness. And I like how Cricket's really pumped. Like even if you don't think like with your family member or close friend or even just acquaintance friend, it's not like the smartest tool in the shed, and they're really excited for trivia night. Let them try it out. Let them experience it. I don't want to say like experience failure, even though you kind of want to experience failure, so you don't have like a big ego. But I like how Cricket's really amped up. Like yeah, give me a cat. I'm gonna look for a category because he knows his family has their, their own unique book smarts, and they all picked a category. Now it's my turn to pick a category that's only, not really only for him, but that's really good for him. And I like that. I'm glad he's not like, oh, why do I have to be here? No, he's excited. And we have, science, literature, history, music, and geography. And I guess it's like a mystery category, or like a mystery question. And he's like, oh, like geography. He's like, he didn't pronounce it right until he's like, oh, I love the older sister, little brother moments. I think they're really sweet because Tilly looks out for him. I love that. Where he's like, oh, geography, like, brother, that's a really tough subject. Are you sure you don't want me to handle it? And are you sure you got it handled? And Crick's like, oh, don't worry, Cecily, I got it. And they're kind of, oh, look at their faces. Oh man. And again, I love Gloria in the ponytail. I love it. And I would say the what do you call it? Like the white puffy part. I would say it's kind of old fashioned, but I think it kind of works for the suit. I say like it definitely kind of like stands out, but I think it looks good. It kind of reminds me from spoilers for Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, when Ron was wearing those dress robes, like that white puffy part. This is kind of like a smaller version of that. That's kind of funny. And so Gloria's like, oh, the first question. Again, I don't want to play any clips. I'm just trying to remember from the top of my head. Oh, she said, who wrote the book, the novel Little Woman? And obviously Tilly knows the answer. I'm sorry, I forgot what it was. And she's like, correct. And they're like, yeah. And he's like, okay, next question. What month of the year is the winter solstice? And then, like, and Bill's like, December. And, that's correct. Oh, hopefully I didn't remember that wrong. Look at Alice. Oh, she's doing Muscle Man. I love it. Oh, I thought. Oh, maybe I was mistaken. Oh, I thought Remy's dad Russell was here. Was he not? Maybe he'll come back later. I was for sure he was here. Oh, I guess mistaken. And Brett brought his two dogs, so I guess it's like pet friendly here. And then Remy's like, oh, hey, good job, Mr. Green. And hey, Brett's like, hey, Mr. Gregorian, they're the team to beat, huh? And he's like, oh, the next category is geography. And then I like how Cricket's like, okay, here we go. And she's like, what is the capital of Mexico? And then Cricket hit the buzzer. And I like the light coming from the buzzer. It's pretty cool. And obviously Cricket says it wrong. He's like, it's M. I like how Gloria's like, come again? What? M, because it's the it's the one that it's a letter that's capital, and it's the first letter, so that's what makes it the capital. And yeah, no. Oh, he is here. What? Hold on a second. Did he pull up a chair? Hold on a second. Okay, so we got Rochelle by the. I'm sorry. I'm going by the angles of the table. It's just gonna take a second. I'm sorry. Well, we have Rochelle by the table, and we have Remy by the edge, and by the edge of that counter where you like order the food and stuff. And we have this empty space right here. So if we go to the part where we see Russell, we see the window. I know it's a kid show, and I guess like the direct angles kind of don't matter, but especially when like a character just shows up, like where were you last time? Like it, like So hold on a second. Was the window there before? Is the window cut off from the screen, or? But that's where like the table ends. So where is he sitting? Hopefully this doesn't bug me all day. You know what? I think I'm gonna let it slide by saying that he just showed up. He was doing a football game. He just brought up a chair, and they'd probably even like switch tables to be near the window. Because I really don't want to take a point off because I really love this episode, but I literally just noticed this. But I also don't want to contradict my own rules, even though my own rules, so I guess it really doesn't matter. But I like things to be in like a certain way when characters were in like one frame and now like they're not there anymore. Like where were you? Like where'd you go? Unless it's important to the story. So I'm just gonna say he was at the football game. He wanted to come, but now he's arrived late, and now he's ready to play the game. Hopefully that doesn't bug you in the comments. You can tell me how wrong I am and just put it in the comments, but I'm just gonna leave it like that. But Remy's basically said it's Mexico City, and then Gloria's like, yeah, that's right, and she's like, wow, Cricket, just wow. And Bill's like, hey, Cricket, buddy, why don't you let us handle the geography questions? I like how Cricket kind of stands up for himself. He's like, but, sorry, I moved the microphone. But Dad, that's my question. Come on. And then, and and they have an idea. Nancy has an idea of saying like, hey, you can push the buzzer. I like how Cricket's kind of like illuminated by it, but he's like, oh wait, do you guys think I'm dumb or something? This is so mean, but it's so grandma like. Everyone's like, no, but grandma's just nodding her head, like wow, she's just straight to the point. And Cricket's like, hey, I know I'm not the sharpest spoon in the bucket or whatever. I like that analogy. It's pretty cool. It's funny. But hey, I did not mean to play that. Sorry. But as he said, like I still have words. I have real smarts in my brain. And then Nancy's like I like how Nancy reassures him, hey, I bet there is a question out there for you in the trivia game. But right now, just push the buzzer, okay? And Cricket's kind of sad. He's like, oh, man, I'm such a dummy. Like, and he's like, I know. I like how Cricket is, even though he's mischievous and he's rambunctious, he cares about his family and he cares about his own self-worth. And Cricket's like, I'm going to prove to my family that I'm smart. And I'm going to go in my brain and I'm going to find my knowledge because I know I have some. And we go inside his head. I like this. It kind of reminds me of SpongeBob, where SpongeBob was like a little bit more grotesque because you actually saw the what do you call it? I don't know. Is he like white veins or something that was attached to the eyeballs? So when Plankton went into SpongeBob's head, you actually saw that, and you actually saw the veins. So SpongeBob, when he rolled his eyes to see Plankton, you're inside my head, which is really grotesque. It looked weird. This is the more kid-friendly version. So I like how we see his teeth and his mouth and his eyeballs, and we see his brain. It has a door. And he's like, oh, I must be in my head, and I must be in my brain. And I like there's a question mark help desk on the Daily Cricket. And look, the construction workers, and they're having their lunch break. I love it. And these must be the dreams. I wonder if we can come back here actually. Because I was actually kind of like thinking about that, like the different doors and stuff. We have the dreams, animals, nature, weather. And I can't tell by maybe it's this pink cricket is like blocking the door. I can't really tell with this one, especially with this one. But it kind of looks like a tree, so I'm assuming it's like its nature. And I like this is like the memory station. This cricket doing a prank. And hey, should we tell the boss it's getting full? And I said, nah, we'll just we'll just leave it for now. Oh my goodness. And oh my goodness, the Barracuda song. Barracuda. But take a look at this. It comes out of the machine. I love it. And I like how he says, oh, this song will never get old. Oh, it's sports. Oh, okay. So sports and these must be like ideas. And he's like, oh, and like the Daily Cricket. He's like, hey, can I get some help here? He's like, oh, buzz off. And he's like, oh, it's the boss. And he's like, hey. And he's like, guys, like the boss is here. And he's like, hey, what are you guys? Oh, we're your brain crickets, or your brickets for short. And when you have an idea or you have a memory, we store it. Oh, and that's pretty cool. And he said, oh, this is perfect. I need to find my knowledge. Okay, look, right this way. And I'll take a look at his memories. I like how they're different colors. It's really cool. And I like how this one of the brickets is kind of like storing it, like it's his job, and it kind of elevates him to go up here. Pretty cool. And he's like, well, this is a lot of knowledge, and hey, they're coming up. It's like, oh, what are these things? Oh, yeah, it looks kind of disgusting. It's all wet and stuff. And it's like, oh, these are your factoids. And you know, he says like, oh, M is not the capital of Mexico. And Cricket's like, yeah, that's right, because I know now. This was a little disappointing, and even Cricket's kind of disappointed. Where I guess, but it does make sense of how his brain relies on Remy, because Remy is super intelligent, and I bet his brain relies on Tilly and the rest of his family also, but mainly like Remy here. Where I guess maybe it was at that moment because Remy answered the question, but it says Remy knows the capital of Mexico. Basically, his brain telling him, "Go ask Remy," because like you don't know. I would like for him to actually like know it, but again, that's in Cricket's character to go ask for help from other people and him not knowing the answer. So I'm with Cricket. I was a little bit disappointed. Like, really? Like that's how I remember that. So you know, said like, hey, but like you don't understand. I have to do better. That I have to have more knowledge than that because I'm at this trivia night thing and I have to impress my family. Please, you gotta help me. He's like, yeah, sure, okay, but you have to understand, this is gonna be a little bit difficult. But you know what? I know someone who can help us. Okay, bring him down. It's, oh, who's this guy? This is your very oldest, your first knowledge. And he's like, dogs can't spit. I never knew that before. I guess dogs can't spit. And he's like, yeah, I remember that. I wonder how old he was. So he's like 11 right now. So, was he like 4 or maybe 5? Because Cricket was still in the diaper when he first got Phoenix, and they've been best friends ever since. So I would say 4, maybe 5, maybe even 6. Like when he knew this, because this is an old and wrinkly type of memory. So, I'm kind of curious. And I like how he keeps on saying like, "Oh, dogs can't spit," and he's like, "Oh, you're saying you can take us to the real knowledge?" And he asks, "How can I understand you?" And he's like, "Oh, dogs can't spit." And he's like, "Oh, that's how I know." I'm kind of glad that he didn't tell us because the simple answer is that this is Cricket's brain, and all these the factoids and the brickets, they all work for him and it's in his brain. Of course he would understand. Now, if it was Tilly or Remy who goes into the brain, then then they wouldn't be able to understand because this is Cricket's brain, not theirs. So it makes sense. And he said, "Okay, let's hunt it down." And he's like, "Oh, boss, we have a situation. You're needed back in center stage." Wait, what? And I was like, "Cricket, hit the button!" He's like, he's about to hit it, and I look at Mr. Gregorian. I love this.
Answer is 1903. Take that, you dirty witch.
And he's like, "The answer is 1903. Take that, you dirty witch." I love how competitive they are with each other. I love it. He's like, "What in Sam Hill are you doing, Cricket?" And I didn't like this from Bill. This was literally like the only complaint I had in the episode. Bill's like, "Oh my, sure, Cricket just got confused. Cricket, This is the button. I'm sure this was supposed to be like a joke or something, but I'm a cricket. I'm irritated. This is the button. You have to do this motion and press this surface, like so. I'm a cricket. Slap Bill's hand away. I know how to press the button. He's, oh man. Oh man. Come on. I had to think. What's it called? Spitty. That's his name. They're playing ping pong. Sorry, not ping pong. What's it called? Did I really forget what it was called? Or is it called ping pong? It is this thing. It's right in front of us. I forgot what it was called. But he's like, guys, focus, please. He's like, okay, Spitty, lead us away. And he's like, dogs can't spit. And I'm just gonna leave it like that. And so they're basically going through like the memories and stuff, and so this is not right in front of me. I kind of forgetting, but I remember they went through memories about Phoenix, and I like how well I won't say until it actually comes, but so he goes to memories of Phoenix, and there's like a memory of how um saying the word relish calms Phoenix down. It calms dogs down. I'm not sure that's like a real thing. So please, if you have a vicious dog, please make sure that relish is the right command to calm your dog down. I don't want to give you the wrong information. Like, please be careful. Could you imagine someone watching this episode? They think relish is like the word to calm a dog down, and it's this vicious German Shepherd. And it's like, relish, why isn't it working? So please be cautionary, please. But at least for right now, I think relish is the good word to use, at least in my opinion, of what the show is saying. And so I'm basically okay. This is facts about Phoenix, and we go to facts about food. And apparently, what Cricket learned is that no matter how much foam, like in coffee, because Cricket worked at the coffee shop in Big Coffee, so Cricket would know about this. So I'm glad that this is actually a memory. All that work in the Big Coffee actually came into play, and that's 2 times this season. One, he taught Remy how to make a latte. Remember, like he remembered Gloria teaching him. And now we also know this is that no matter how much foam that you drink, it will never fill you up. Is okay? This is facts about me, like working at Big Coffee, and about like food and stuff like that in general. There was facts about pain and stuff. Oh, like there's this certain what was it? Cardboard. Like it only hurts a little bit. It doesn't hurt that much. It still hurts, but it doesn't hurt that much. What else? I'm trying to remember. Was there anything else? Hold on a second. Phoenix. Food. The pain. Like objects that cause you pain. And this is kind of interesting, and it's kind of going kind of psychological. I know I might be kind of deep diving into what I shouldn't like kind of deep dive. Like this is a kid show, like you don't have to go that deep into it, but it's who I am. I can't help it because this is kind of psychological because of all these these brickets, these brain crickets of how they're oh, this hurts. Knowledge hurts. Knowledge hurts. You know what else hurts? And he's kind of attacking them. Cricket's the boss, and they're attacking him. And Cricket has to get around, and Spitty gets the treasure chest, this small box of the real knowledge. He's like, dogs can't spell, but basically saying, take it, run. And he's like, you know what else hurts? Knowledge hurts. Knowledge hurts. Is this psychological of Cricket not being able to learn like dates and numbers and stuff? because why are they so overprotective of this box? Why are they guarding it? Why won't they let Cricket, who is their boss, have the box? Like, you know what I mean? And why is it only them? And how come only they get to experience the pain and no one else? That's kind of interesting. I wonder if you can go back here. Like Trivia Night 2.0, but this time they're going to be on guard. Like, you are not getting this box ever again. Ooh, that'd be interesting. Hopefully, oh no, I can just imagine the sequel Spitty dies. No! Oh, that'd be heartbreaking. Oh no. Oh, I love Spitty. Oh, what if Cricket died? No, Cricket's 11. He couldn't die, but what if he dies in the headspace? What happens? Maybe one of the Brickets that's like in the pain, he gets the control. And now he gets the control of like what happens, so he doesn't get hurt this time. Ooh, that'd be interesting. Probably not gonna happen. I'm just imagining hoopla or whatever, but I think that'd be a pretty cool episode because some episodes have gotten sequels later than I would expect, but they have gotten sequels. So like, you know, I think that'd be pretty cool. Hmm. I'm not expecting season 3, but maybe season 4, maybe. Anyway, so Spay's like, dogs can't spit, and they're like tackling him, and he like barricades the door. He's like, you know what else causes pain? And like, and they're trying to get him, like, oh my goodness, Cricket, you gotta get out of there. And it is like, Cricket, come on, you gotta come back to us. Is it, guys? Don't worry, because Gloria's about to announce like, oh, it's the mystery question. It's like, okay, Cricket, like, are you want to do this one, or are you gonna be with us? Are you gonna zone out again? Like, he's like, don't worry, I finally found my true smarts, and they're like, you had to search for them. What's going on? And he goes back in, he opens it, and there was like a math equation. I forgot what the math equation was, but it was like a simple one, and I think it was like something about penguins. Oh man, I kind of wish I remembered that one because those are the inner smarts. So those are the ones that are truly important. And then Cricket's like, what? All that for nothing? Spitty's sacrifice. Spoiler alert, Spitty's fine. He has like a broken arm, but he's fine. But he's like, that's all I know? Oh, man, you know what? I forget it. And Cricket's like he's just so defeated. And like, you know, it's like, oh, Cricket, where are you going? I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go next door. I'm done to you guys. I can't bring anything to the table. My smarts, my true smarts that I was telling you that I was searching for, it's nothing. Maybe it was like a math category. That was one of like the easier questions or something, but it's a mystery question. And that's not it. And like, you know, even Gloria's like, hey, Cricket, stay. Like, come on, man, where are you going? And then even Alistair cheering him up by insulting Gregorian. I love it. You can't be more dumb than Gregorian. How dare you? He throws his buster at Alice. She ducks. Gloria ducks. Everyone ducks, and then damages the coffee maker, and all this foam. It's actually connected to a tank, so that's why. Why is there so much foam? It's connected to something. Oh, okay. And then it fills it up. And he's like, oh man, how are we gonna get out of this one? And Cricket, his knowledge is coming back. Is it, oh, everyone just eat? Is it all of this when we get full? Like, no. No matter how much you eat foam, it will never fill you up. So everyone's eating. Community is eating. And here's another thing. Remember Brett brought his dogs? Because Brett takes his dogs everywhere. Unless dogs are not allowed in. And he said, oh, boys, you gotta come down. And then Cricket's like, Brett, use the word relish. It works on my dog Phoenix. Give it a try. He's like, well, okay, I'll give it a try. Relish. And it works. It calms the dogs down. He's like, oh, hey, Cricket, thanks. He gives a thumbs up. And Cricket said, oh, hey, like, I'm helping. It's really sweet. Yeah, I'm helping out. And, you know, and he's like, oh, we have to, find the main nozzle to turn off the foam and stuff. And And it's like, oh, Mr. Remington, you have to throw me to that cardboard. Wait, no, you'll get hurt. I'm not gonna throw a child. No, cardboard doesn't hurt that much. And he throws it. Come on, come on, quarterback. And he throws them, and it bounces him off. He turns off the nozzle, communicates through 8 way through the door, opens it, and everyone's fine. Hooray! And he's like, Cricket, you did it. You saved us. And Cricket's like, oh, I guess I'm not as dumb as I thought. And I like how Bill and Nancy kind of have a bit of redemption, especially Bill. I'm still thinking to point out from earlier before because I still am kind of irritated that Bill, said oh, this is what the buzzer does. I don't know. It just still kind of bothers me. If it didn't bother me as much, then I would relinquish my strike on the point. Like, strike. Anyway, and he's like, Bill and Nancy's like, hey, Cricket, come on, you're not dumb. And he's like, oh, thanks, but I appreciate that, but I couldn't answer a single question. Bill's like, hey, we all have our smarts. Whew, sorry about that yawn. It's not that late. Anyway, and Bill and Nancy's like, hey, we all have our own different smarts of how that one thing you knew. I couldn't have thought about that, but you did that all on your own, Cricket. He's like, hey, I guess I am smarter than I realized. That's a good lesson for kids. You do know this stuff, and there are some like back in the day, there will be like a lot of stuff that where they would kind of think if it's meant for like adults and older teenagers, then we kind of have to do a deep dive in lores and stuff. But when it's meant for little kids, we don't have to worry too much because they're not going to pay attention. Kids are smart, and kids have their own sets of intelligence and their own strengths and weaknesses, and this is a good representation of that. Again, the button, but everything else, it was great. And so I kind of wish that I could answer a question. And Till's like, hey, Gloria, just for fun, what was the question? Oh, what animals don't spit? And Cricket's like, oh, dogs don't spit. And the way he remembered that was through Spitty, and he's kind of thinking about him. And we go to Spitty, and I like how all the brickets, the brain crickets, they're all cheering. They're like, hooray! They're like celebrating, they're like kind of proving that the brain crickets aren't stupid, and they also made their boss happy, and by that they made the boss's family happy. And I like how Spitty has a broken arm in the cast, and he has a bandage. He's like, dogs can't spit, because he knows he did a good thing. And yeah, that's the end of the episode. Again, fantastic. 95%. Again, the only thing that bugs me is the buzzer. I don't know, maybe I'm kind of overreacting a little bit, but I just didn't like it. I almost made it a 90 with the whole Russell coming out of nowhere and that angle thing. Like, where was he? Again, I'm just going to say for now, unless the creators say, no, you're wrong about that. We just didn't do the angle correctly, probably. I'm just going to say Russell was at a game that was lasting longer than he intended to. He got at the game show trivia night late, and then he just met them at the table. Well, while the trivia night was going on, it already started. That's what I'm gonna say. At least he was present for Remy to get that question right. And also throwing Cricket so he can turn off the nozzle and stuff. Is there anything else? All right, so yeah, so this was a fantastic, not full episode, but in this half of the episode, fantastic. Because again, with what was it called? What was it called? Green Greens, that was just okay. And No Service, that was just okay. And the second half with Taken and Truce Bomb, I thought that those were way better segments. But this was fantastic. I love it. Next is Breaking Bad. And again, maybe I might surprise myself by rewatching it, but I didn't like it too much. It kind of reminds me of Date Night. I don't think anything can be as bad as Cricket Sitter from season one. That was a long time ago, but again, Cricket Sitter and I think Green Streets was one of them. Um, well, what was it? What was another one? Date Night. That was one where I was like, I don't like it too much. It might not be a failure. I mean, Cricket Sitter was a failure, but it might, like the other ones, it might be not a failure, but it's not high ranking. I would say in my opinion. But this, fantastic. In the comments below, do you think I'm ranking it too high? Do you think it should be 100? Did you think it was perfect? Do you think it was just good? Or do you think this is just one of the okay episodes? I'm curious. Anyway, I also noticed that like he doesn't have any teeth because he's like the oldest of the bunch. I like that. So yeah, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to check out my mini reviews and my community posts. I actually wanted to point out, because I actually looked today, of the most recent community posts that I put, the poll for like of which show should I review first. First it was Big City Greens, but now the poll kind of switched. And because originally the Owl House was at 0%, but now it's at like 60 something, and Big City Greens is like 30% something, like 30 something percent. So now Owl House is kind of taking the rank. So I am I gonna review the Owl House this month? I kind of hope I do, but I definitely want to finish season 3A because I'm really almost done. So Owl House should be coming soon. Yeah, yeah, it should be coming soon. It should. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I'll see you guys later today. For the second half, and it's called Breaking Bad. And no clip for that. I'll see you guys later today for that. Okay. Bye.